This video will illustrate how to create the two equations when you are doing word problems for a Systems of Equations course. The first example has Vanessa buying 7 cans of soup and 5 cans of stew for $19.50. It would cost $10.50 to buy 3 cans of each. What are the prices of a single can of soup and a single can of stew? I have decided to define my x and y as the price of 1 can of soup and the price of 1 can of stew. When you are working on creating the equations for these type of problems, usually the information for one of your two equations is separate from the information for the other equation. Sometimes it's a comma that separates them, and sometimes it's a period. In this case, it's a period. The first sentence, Vanessa buys 7 cans of soup and 5 cans of stew for $19.50, gives me all the information I need to create my first equation. 7x plus 5y equals 19.50. And the information after that period in the second sentence, it would cost $10.50 to buy 3 cans of each, gives me all of the information I need to define my second equation. 3x plus 3y equals 10.50. If I use substitution, elimination, or comparison on these two equations, I will correctly answer this question. In the second problem, 4 years ago Barney was 4 times as old as Arnold. In 16 years Barney will be twice as old as Arnold. I have defined my x and my y as Barney's age now and Arnold's age now. And here again, the first sentence gives us all the information we need for our first equation. Barney's age 4 years ago is represented by x minus 4. The word was is the equal sign. 4 times as old as means something is being multiplied by a 4, so I put a 4 and a bracket. And then as old as Arnold means Arnold's age, but again it's 4 years ago, so I have to express Arnold's age as y minus 4, which will give his age 4 years ago. The second sentence says in 16 years Barney will be twice as old as Arnold. This equation works the same way. In 16 years Barney is represented with x plus 16. The will be part of the sentence is the equal sign. Twice as old as means something is being multiplied by 2, and Arnold is what is being multiplied by 2, but it's not Arnold's age now, it's Arnold's age 16 years in the future, so we express that as y plus 16. We have to put the y plus 16 inside of a bracket because it is the entirety of Arnold's age in the future that is being multiplied by 2. Again, if we use substitution, elimination, or comparison to solve these two equations, we will come to the right answer. The final problem says find two numbers where twice the larger number is equal to 3 times the smaller number, and the difference between the numbers is 15. I define my variables as x equals the larger number and y equals the smaller number. The information for my first equation is before this comma. Twice the larger number is equal to 3 times the smaller number. That gives me the equation 2x equals 3y. After the comma it says the difference between the numbers is 15. That gives me the information to say x minus y equals 15. Remember, we have to put the x first because it's the larger number. And that's why we define our x and y as larger number and smaller number, not just one of the numbers and the other number. It's to avoid confusion when we're talking about a difference where it's important to know which of the two numbers is larger. This is how you create the equations to solve word problems in a Systems of Equations course.